Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Today, something strange happened to me that I was just caught into things that when you think ahead of something, give interpretation to certain information that you have, but you didn't read it right. But you think, oh, this is black, because you just think it's black, but it's white. It happens sometimes, especially when you get information and you don't read it, you read it too fast, and then from one misinformation or interpretation of the information, you go to make a mistake and a mistake. So I made one of these today, and I will tell you about. And last night, I was browsing and trying to listen to some lectures or speeches, interviews, and I saw one on YouTube with Tucker Carlson interviewing what's his name, Bret Weinstein. Yeah, Bret Weinstein. I used to listen to Bret Weinstein many years back. He was in an office interviewing, and I know there were some plants around him, and it was, I don't know, 15 years ago at least. But it was maybe just for a short period of time I was listening to this gentleman, and there were some good things, but then I lost interest in that. It was not satisfying anymore, like things that you don't add to your knowledge. So anyway, I lost interest. That's the point. I liked him for a short period of time. I don't dislike him now or anything like that. I just lost. So yesterday when I saw that Tucker Carlson picked on this gentleman, I was like, oh, interesting. And but I said, I got other things to do. I listened to some others. So I said, sometime I would probably listen to this. But at that point, it wasn't that interesting to me, including the fact that it was some 30 minutes or something. And I said, nah, not now. I want something faster. And then I received a message on a certain message. And I thought that the message was telling me the same thing. Was actually someone sent me, I'm not going to mention who that is. That's the whole point of my mistake. Send me a video, that video with, what was the title? Malinformation. And I said, Weinstein with Tucker. Okay, it's the same thing. And I thought that was my cousin, who sometimes he sends me articles or videos that he thinks that are interesting to make videos, or to debate. Sometimes we exchange information, we talk, and hey, what do you think about that, and so on. And I didn't look. I thought it was my cousin. So I opened that and I looked over and I said, whatever. I said, I'm not going to look. Sometime I will look over. And then after I opened that message, I left it and I had to send him another message. So he said, but I didn't know that message, the information was not coming from my cousin. It was coming from someone else from Romania. And I didn't know. So I had to send my message to my cousin. So I just opened the last one that I opened, and thinking is my cousin, I sent him the message. And the guy sent me back, question mark, what the fuck are you talking about? And so on. So I thought, oh, oops, what the hell? Wrong person. So I listened to the video. Usually when I eat, I put my iPad and I'm listening to whatever I'm learning. I'm trying to understand certain things. That's how I eat, with something in front of me, and always listening, watching something. So anyway, I watch this and I will play with you. I will analyze right here. And I have 2 points. One is the beginning, so you understand what this conversation is all about. And then at minute 8, I will play for about another minute, where Mr. Weinstein is going to make a claim about malinformation, what that is. Well, I looked online and it's a little bit different from what he said. But at the beginning, Bret Weinstein is going to make a claim about the World Health Organization, dark agenda, that's how it's called. But then Tucker will ask him a direct question, and I don't like Mr. Weinstein's answer, or lack of. So I will point out what happens, because Tucker will say, okay, what's the name? And he's not going to answer that question. I don't like that. It's like I say, well, I saw a project and the project says this. And you say, okay, what was the name of the project? And I say, it comes under numerous names. Oh, give me one. No, I didn't like that one. That was a alarm for me. So let's start with this. For about 2 minutes, I'll be on the beginning, and then I'm going to jump to minute 8 or so.
You're saying that an international health organization could just end the First Amendment in the United States?
Yes, and in fact, as much as this sounds, I know that it sounds preposterous, but
it does not sound preposterous.
The ability to do it is currently under discussion at the international level. And it's almost impossible to exaggerate how troubling what is being discussed.
So it's discussed, so he knows about it.
Is. In fact, I think it is fair to say that we are in the middle of a coup, that we are actually facing the elimination of our national and our personal sovereignty, and that is the purpose of what is being constructed, that it has been written in such a way that...
Written. He must know from somewhere, right? He saw it.
Your eyes are supposed to glaze over, right, as you attempt to sort out what is under discussion. And if you do that, then come May of this year, your nation is almost certain to sign on to an agreement that in some utterly vaguely described future circumstance, a public health emergency, which the Director General of the World Health Organization has total liberty to define in any way that he sees fit. In other words, nothing prevents...
So what is he saying? I'm just going to speed up the thing. He's saying that World Health Organization will sign with, or the countries will sign the World Health Organization, a little more memorandum or something, where we're going to have, whenever these guys at the World Health Organization will say, hey, that's a pandemic, the countries will do what those guys are suggesting, and it's like they play together, and they will take our liberties and freedoms like they mandate it and all that. Again, I'm expecting that to happen. I said it many times before, but not with the World Health Organization. They are hand in hand. They will say, oh, there's danger, we just suggest, because the country does whatever it wants, not what the World Health Organization says. You know what I mean? So if the World Health Organization says something, United States of America can say, fuck off. So yeah, it's true what he says, but it ultimately comes to our leaders if they're weasels. And he said, yes, they're weasels. They're working hand in hand with those guys. When those guys are gonna give the sign, this guy was gonna come and is gonna cut our off. They're gonna just have us worse than the other attempt. It was just a drill. This is the real thing. So let's go back to this guy.
Climate change from being declared a public health emergency that would trigger the provisions of these modifications. And in the case that some emergency or some pretense of an emergency shows up, the provisions that would kick in are beyond jaw-dropping.
So before you...
He's going to ask him direct, how is this paper called, this document? And I don't like Weinstein's answer. Maybe that suffices you, but it didn't suffice me.
To it, and I just want to thank you, by the way, for taking the time to go through this proposal, because you're absolutely right. It's
proposal.
Impenetrable.
Did you hear proposal? That means the paper.
Designed to be. To cloak what they're saying rather than eliminate it. What's it called?
Well, the funny thing is, actually, I was looking this morning to find out what the current name is, and the names have actually been shifted slightly. Clearly a feature.
Oh, it's a shape-shifting.
Okay, it was been shifting. What was the original? What is it now? I'm waiting, right? It's funny, huh?
It is. So what I would do in order... it's unclear to me how much that's just simply designed to confuse somebody who tries to sort it out, and how much that's designed to, for example, game the search engine technology that might...
So what's the name again? What's the name? What was the name? What's the new name? Is no name?
Allow you to track the changes because to the extent that the name has shifted. So
Smart.
I call it the
I call it. No, I don't care how you call it. I want to know how they call it. It must have a name. Tsutsumaka changing to Babaluku, and from Babaluku to Papalaka. But it's still, you need to tell me something. He's not going to mention any title. That's what, for me, oh. No, you know why? They should go without saying.
World Health Organization Pandemic Preparedness Plan, right? And allow you to track the changes because to the extent that the name has shifted. So
Smart.
I call it the
I call it
World Health Organization Pandemic Preparedness Plan.
He didn't ask you how you call him. He asked you how it's called, how they call him, because you must have read it. Or it's just, okay, so that's my first point that I didn't sit well with me. I mean, if I tell you that I saw some documents and these documents say this, or this proposal, I must tell you it has a name somehow. Proposal 1, Proposal Gigi, something, nothing. And he didn't answer. When Tucker asked, he was, I didn't like that one. I want a name. And if there's no name, I'm going to go to the second part that I thought is very interesting about the malinformation. Okay, let's go to that one. All right, and here is from minute 7:05, about 7:05, going up about the malinformation. And what he says, that means I'm swimming in that, bathing in that, showering in that. And just listen to this.
But it's great that we have managed to raise enough awareness that Tedros is actually addressing our spreading of what it actually is malinformation.
Tedros is the guy, the president. They played a clip with World Health Organization president Tedros, whatever. So that's why he said Tedros. Now he's going to tell us what malinformation is. And look at Tucker is like, what are you talking about?
You're aware of this
Distinction? No.
Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful.
So I'm so old that I was still stuck in the truth or falsehood binary.
Yeah.
Where what mattered was whether it was true or not.
No. The malinformation is actually exactly what you need to know about to see how antiquated that notion is, because this is actually the Department of Homeland Security actually issued a memo in which it defined 3 kinds of, I kid you not, terrorism: mis, dis, and malinformation. Misinformation are errors. Disinformation are intentional errors, lies, and malinformation are things that are based in truth but cause you to distrust authority.
So malinformation is what you can
distrust authority. Now, I looked over the definition here, and I looked over the definition here. Now, it doesn't mean that these guys are talking about the Homeland Security definition. It's true, but let's go back to here.
when you catch them lying.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it is discussing the lies of your government.
So when I discuss these weasels, and I catch them with the pants down, and I tell them that their rule-based order is a lie and is garbage and is like that, it's unfair, they're hypocrites, I'm actually swimming or bathing or showering in malinformation. Will they arrest me under the Homeland Security terminology according to Mr. Bret Weinstein? Listen, yeah.
Malinformation, and therefore a kind of terrorism, which I should point out, as funny as that is, and as obviously Orwellian as that is, it's also terrifying, because if you have tracked the history of the spreading tyranny from the beginning of the War on Terror, you know that terrorism is not a normal English word the way it once was. Terrorism is now a legal designation that causes all of your rights to evaporate. So at the point that the Department of Homeland Security says that you are guilty of a kind of terrorism for saying true things that cause you to distrust your government, they are also telling you something about what rights they have to silence you. They are not normal rights. So these things are all terrifying. And I do think, as much as
my jaw's open,
the COVID pandemic caused us to become aware of
Okay, I'm not going to go deeper than that because it's going to get in certain things. And if you see at the bottom right here, YouTube needed to tell us, learn more about the COVID-19. I'm not going to go into that one. The idea is, so malinformation, he says, is truth that if you say it, it's considered by the NSA, Homeland Security Department, you can be designated as a East. So let's go and see what the definition is in general. I would say malinformation. Malinformation is truth used to inflict harm on a person, organization, or country. So that means if you inform about your government's hanky-panky, and that could hurt the government's authority or the government's legitimacy, that means you cause harm to the government. Even if it's true, they have weapons to turn it against you and say you're a terrorist. Interesting. Examples of malinformation include phishing, catfishing, doxing, swatting, and revenge paparap. Malinformation is also used to refer to information that stems from the truth, but is often exaggerated in a way that misleads, that causes potential harm. Potential, that means something that doesn't happen. Potentially could happen. Like right now, I could go and get a car and fly to the moon. Potentially, I can do that. Actually not. Malinformation usually entails a change of context, such as time, space, or privacy. The term was coined by media researcher Hossein Darksham, right here, in a Council of Europe co-author report titled Information Disorder and later adopted by UNESCO. And this is coming from the Iona University. And we find here, they tell us the same thing that he said about what is information, what is misinformation, disinformation, and malinformation. Malinformation is true, but the sharing of it is meant to cause harm. Harm is derived from either the true statement being shared out of context or at a particularly vulnerable point for the malinformation target. Now, they give us obviously an example, idiotic example, but they give us something so even a tard can understand it the way they want the tard to understand it, the baboon. A post about unseating the British monarchy because of the offshore investments revealed in the 2017 Paradise Papers would be malinformation. While the Paradise Papers revealed that many members of the British monarchy had tax-evasive offshore investments, the post is intended to harm the British monarchy, not to inform people about tax malfeasance. At the charts show, these categories are fluid. That means you can just, fluid. This information can become misinformation if something is proven wrong, but people keep posting. Malinformation can become disinformation with enough social media virality, shifting the initial narrative. Well, the thing is, they got the same garbage. So if you say, well, I'm just giving an example. Let's find out, we find out Kamala Harris is corrupt. Let's say find out the semi-conscious Biden is also corrupt. And let's say someone says, well, the US government is corrupt. They will say, niet, no, because not all US government is corrupt. Wrong. This is malinformation. You want to harm the government by telling us something true, but not really true because it's not entirely, as you said, not all the members of the monarchy, just a few, and you say it to harm, to make people hate the government. See? That's a great example just to saying, what are you going to do? It's like people say, well, you know what? Just play it in reverse. And I've learned this here in US universities. You start with the general rule, humans are biped, and they say, no, that's not true, because not all humans are biped. Some of them walk in their four limbs. Therefore, humans are not biped. So they use a special case to destroy the general rule, which is idiotic because it's the exact opposite. The special cases, circumstances, situations are actually reinforcing the general rule. But here the same thing. If you say, well, we got Biden and Kamala, you can say, well, no, you can't, like the other one with the bipeds. No, you can't say that because you're only two, and the government is bigger. Okay, but can you say no? You can't, and we can arrest you for that. So it's very, very slippery. This little thing. They switch it whenever it's necessary. When it's necessary to destroy your general rule, they use the private cases, the particular cases. But when you use the particular cases, like the government, because you have, let's say, a president and a vice president that blah, 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 you can't use that to destroy the general rule, like say, to generalize it. You generalize it only when you want to destroy, not when only when it's fitted, only when it's, how do you call it, convenient for them, because they make the rules. And what are you going to do? You can't. Are you going to debate? Go ahead. And if you debate too hard, they're going to find something. So here is, my friend. I like the idea about malinformation that Bret Weinstein was talking about. I didn't like the beginning when he avoided mentioning one name. I didn't like that a bit. I mean, and he said, yeah, there's comes by different. It's like he saw the document, like he's aware of it. It's a proposal. And then all of a sudden he doesn't know the name of it. Didn't like that slippery thing, but I don't know. And he avoided immediately. He switched to something else, and Tucker let him go because he said, well, it's not important. That important. It's something, whatever this person has to say. So here it is, my friends. Malinformation. All right. So don't say that, hey, because Lloyd Austin, before he was the Defense Secretary of the United States of America, might have a conflict of interest, because before that he was in the board of directors of Raytheon, the weapons manufacturing company that's a big donor. No connection here. You can't say it's anything like that. No. So when Raytheon received some orders from some orders to build certain weapons from the government, all of a sudden, like they just did, I have it on one of my articles. No, it's I think 5.5 billion euros in Europe to build with a German company. It was a German company. I can't remember its name, but I wanted to make a video on it, and I will make, because I will show you how the profiteers work and how all of a sudden these guys are going to build this and that because the boogeyman, Russia. So yeah, if I say make this kind of connection, it's this kind of thing because hey, you want to harm people with not enough evidence or something. Why would you tell? That's the truth. This guy was over here, that guy's over there. This guy's it's just a coincidence. I mean, these guys profit tens of billions of dollars because of a war that just fell on their lap. Just so how do you call it? Coincidental. I don't believe that shit. I don't believe it, and you can't make me believe it unless you prove somehow. How? How can you prove? I can't prove that that's true. I can say, well, it's that's the direct connection. But I'm not also an idiot. I'm not gonna play dumb. You know, I'm not gonna throw in the garbage my experience, my knowledge, my information, my brain, my logic, because what? I can't catch them fucking in the hotel room. I saw them walking there hand in hand. What else evidence do I need? I didn't see them with a camera, took a picture or videotape them. I don't need that. I mean, you maybe need that. I don't need that. Go that far. That would be great, but I can't break those doors in a hotel room. They're going to call the police on me. Okay? So I have to be careful. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.